Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, it's Tammy at Cheers to Creativity, and I've actually had these pieces base coated with this idea in my head for some time to do a tiered tray. Tiered tray, it'll have something in between it with some snowmen. And I don't know if I will get it all done or maybe we'll just do part of it, but I need to try to do this. So if you pop on, say hi. I have no idea where my signs are. My sweet, sweet husband did put my ceiling in this weekend. So I don't know if I can even get my phone to go up to show you, but I have a ceiling, yay, which is great. So things are a little disarrayed. So I will watch for you to pop on. Hello, hello. I see somebody popping on there. And I will see what I can see here. Let me see. Is Cheers on here? Yes, it is. There it is. Let's see. Okay. All right, there we are. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find some comments. There we are. Okay. I heard me. There we go. Hey. So, if this turns out great, we'll make a pattern out of it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, this is I have 2 and 3 tiered trays that I've done in the past. And this is a 2-tiered one. I need to move a few things out of the way. And I'm going to start by doing the one that's going to be on top. And my thought is it's snowing in central New York. Ooh. So I base coated this with the blue. I think it's navy. I hope it's navy. If not, it'll be something else. And I'm going to start with this one. And I think I want this to just kind of be mostly their heads. Maybe their heads and scarves, or we'll figure it out. So I'm going to grab some white paint. No idea what I'm doing. I don't know if I want to base coat these or pounce these. I think we'll pounce them. Hello, hello, hello. So I've got white paint. Pick a little bit of it up, pouncing it. And first I'm going to decide that we're going to do how big we're going to do these heads. I like fluffy snowmen. So there'll be the one there. I'm going to go across. There's no pattern yet for this, so if it turns out cute, we'll make one. This is just going to be my top of the tiered tray. I'm thinking 4 of these guys would be good. So let's just get the first coat on here. I got to paint today. The paint started yesterday, and I got to finish today. I did a sleigh. Turned out really cute. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so there's my circles. We know I like to have cheeks in my snow people, so they're not the same size. That's what's going to happen, is they're going to end up growing. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Oh, guys, I really appreciated all the people who commented on my impromptu get rid of the creepers last night. I was annoyed. Oh, I was annoyed. Okay, so I'm just going around and pouncing little circles. So while I have white on my brush, I'm going to need to use that again. So I'm just going to grab a different brush real quick. I'm going to grab a brush that's been a little well-loved. Sure I am. Why is it I don't have the brushes I need when I want them? Okay, this will be fine. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of white on there. And I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of red. Let me show you what I'm doing. So I've picked up just a little bit of white. And I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of red. And I'm just going to pounce it until it becomes pink. And for right now, we're going to give all these guys just a tiny little bit of pink cheeks. Painting in the round. Might need a little more. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Mine went nothing as planned, but that's okay. And now we're getting ready for Sunday evening, and I became a late follower of Yellowstone, but the next season is coming out tonight. So that is my plan. Oh, look at those hearts. Yeah, I'd really appreciate if you guys would sprinkle this around or cheer it around. Make me happy. I'm going to rinse that out of my brush right now. Okay. I think what I want to do, okay. I'm going to give them different color scarves. So let's give a tan scarf. Do I want these to be opposite or all different? we'll figure this out. So I'm going to make this one a tan scarf. Ooh, I've got something in my paint that's kind of globby. Okay, it's okay. That's all right. Probably would have finished their faces, but we need to let that dry a little bit before I come back in to give him his details. So there's one. I'm going to go across this way. I'm going to make them kind of similar, but kind of different. Oh, how are we with angle-wise? We okay? We good? Not good with this one. Okay, there. So I'm just going to put a scarf on. And I think I've already decided. Yes, I did. Okay. I'm rinsing that out. I'm rinsing my tan. I do want them to have just a little bit of a body down below. And I probably should have done this first. Live and learn. I'll experiment so you don't have to. So do the same thing on this guy. Get him a little bit of a body down here. And so we know that, so let's go ahead and do these before we give them their scarf. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm going to do that in here. These guys look pretty funky right now, but that's okay. I think snowmen are all winter long. I know some people think of them just for Christmas, but I kind of think snowmen can be all winter long. Not quite ready for snowmen in our world yet, but I'm sure it's going to be happening pretty soon. See if I can just tap a little more into here. Definitely think it's a better idea to put the snow on. You could probably put the scarf all the way on the white snow too, but hey. A little tapping, a little tapping. You leave snowmen out all winter? Yeah, I do too. I have my snowman collection goes in our kitchen, or most of my snowman collection. I have snowmen that go everywhere, but okay. I think that looks right. Okay, I think. All right, so while I did that, wash that out of my brush. I'm gonna let's do some, well, I've got the red out. Let's do a little red. I would probably prefer Tuscan red if there's one around. There is. I just think Tuscan red covers better than primary red. And a lot of times in my reds, and I think I'll do it right now, even though this is not a great orange, this is kind of a kind of semi-transparent orange. I'm going to mix a little of that orange with a little bit of that tan. It's not going to matter. I'm just doing this to give it a base coat underneath the red, because sometimes reds are transparent. And if you have something underneath them first, I don't know how good this is going to be. That'll help a little bit. And we'll see. And then with this dark color, I don't want to have to give these 25 coats. Let's see what we can do to limit some of the coats. Rinse that. And so I'm looking at these guys going, I think he needs to be a little fatter too. So we're going to go back to our white and add a little more snow underneath him. Tap, 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 tap. All right. See if I like them now. Round and round and round we go. This is where I need that turntable again. I do have one. I just don't know where it's at. Now, when I get this done, I will tell you that I did happen upon a few of these sets of turntables. So if it turns out cute and it's something that you want, I know where you can get one. I do. I think we can give another coat to this tan. And give another coat to this tan. Okay. Wipe my brush off. I'm going to pick up some of that Tuscan red. See if we can start covering our red scarves. Even though that orange wasn't a really solid orange, it does help your coverage. I don't want these guys to get too complicated because I want to get them, I want to get it done. And we are working on getting lots of things done in our retail spaces, but we also have a really fun show we do. We do one holiday show, and it is the weekend of Thanksgiving. So working a little bit toward that as well. Rid of that. Scoot this a little bit this way. There we go. There, okay. All right. Oops. Ooh, don't want that. Don't want that. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay. So we've got those base coats on. Why? I think our nose or our faces are dry enough that we can pick up a little round brush or liner brush or one of the essential stencil detail brushes. And I'm going to start giving these guys some noses. Yeah. They might need more than one coat. I think we'll make this guy go this way. They can go all different directions. They don't have to go straight. They can go up. And we'll make this one kind of go, Let's make this one kind of angled down a little bit. And this one is going to go this way. They most likely are going to need another coat, but that is all right. I might want them to be a little bigger too. I haven't decided yet. Okay. I'm going to keep these guys really simple as far as their faces. I think they're just going to get little dot eyes, I think. But while I think, I'm going to give their noses another little coat. What's everyone else painting today? Are we painting Christmas? Are we still into Thanksgiving or in fall? Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday, so I kind of feel like it gets cheated a little bit. Even in our retail spaces, it's like everything is Christmas. We still have fall in our booth, but I think everybody would like it all to be Christmas. I'm going to grab a little brown just to make my noses, give my nose a little bit of a shade. Little shading just on the part that would be going in to the snowman's head and a little line on the bottom. Thank you for the heart, sweetie. Hello, hello. Gift bags. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. So I'm doing it just where they would go in and a little bit on the bottom. I'm trying to watch for comments, but you guys know I always go back and check too, so. Oops. I don't know where the red came from that, but I don't think we really want that. That's okay. We'll just make that go with a little orange. Well, he's going to just be a little darker. That's okay. All right. So I got that on there. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give another coat to that red. I'm not going to make, the reason I did the tan is so that I did want to do just red and green, because that to me then makes them much more Christmas only. Okay, rinse my brush. I'm going to use, oh, it's going to be too big. That might be too big. You can either use a stylus, which is a dotting tool per se, like this one. This one's got stuff on it because I must have used it for something else. I think that's what I'm going to use. Or you can sometimes use the end of a brush, depending on how big your end of your brush is, but I think this is going to be better. I'm going to grab a tiny bit of black paint, tiny bit, so I can make really simple dot eyes. Yes, I walked away. Sorry. Okay, a little bit of black paint. Really, just a little bit of black paint would be nice. Oh, I swear the paint dries out so fast these days. Oh, that sounds really cool. All right. Excuse me. I need to have a little sip of something. Who knows what? Okay, so I'm going to just use it with dots. I'm going to dip into here and go one dip, one dot, one dip, one dot, and they'll be the same size. One dip, one dot, one dip, one dot. Turn. One dip, one dot, one dip, one dot. I'm purposely keeping these guys simple because my idea is to repeat these on the lower one and then just give them more of their body. But I want to get these done first. So let's grab a green. Any green will do, or any color you want actually. And you can use a liner brush, a detail brush, a round brush. I'm just going to make some stripes in my scarf. And I'm not going to go straight up and down. I'm going to kind of like curve them just a little bit like this scarf is going to have a turn to it. So I did that way. And I think I'll go ahead and do the other way too. There we go. I'll come back and add some shading to them. I'm thinking I might want more going on with a scarf. I might have to come back and add. So I'm just kind of almost like a little bit of a curve in there, just so when we go to shade it, it'll possibly pop a little more. And I'm going to go 2 lines this way. And I have decided I want more of a scarf. So we're going to add a scarf tail. We'll have to come back and add the green to that too. So that one goes that way. This will have to go this way, I think. Yeah. So even though that's wet, I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and, so this would be the opposite, right? It'll be the same. Got to think. We'll just do it this way. Again, I don't want it to be too complicated, so. I'll let those be momentarily. And on the red, I think, again, let's go ahead and give him some scarves. I think he needs scarf. Doesn't he need a scarf? What they need is, I'm going to go back into my red. And they're going to get little earmuffs. So I'm just tapping the red. While I still have red in my brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit of white. Just part of them, just to make them a little lighter. And cool beans. Let's do something to their muffs, or their scarf muffs. Let's make them white. I'm going to go with a white. And we're just going to be shaky. Need a little more white paint. Just to be a little shaky. Like a little V, but I'm being very, very shaky. So let's do him over here too. Okay. I would normally, really still think I will. I'm going to take black and I'm going to connect my earmuff to my earmuff, and it's not going to show up much because it's on that dark blue background, but we know we'll come back and add some snow to it, so you'll be able to see it then. But we might as well wipe the black off, pick up a little white, and just a little bit underneath, tiny little bits, catch a little bit underneath too, and we'll still put snow on top when we do the snow. Okay. Need to add a little shading to our scarves. See what we're doing. Vermont is watching. Hello, Jody. So I'm going to grab a flattish brush, or 12 of them. And I'm going to just dampen my brush a little bit with a little water. I'm going to pick up a little bit of brown paint just on the end. If you want, you could pick up with your color too, but because we already have the green on, I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to put the brown on the edge, and then I'm going to bring a little brown under his chin. Pick up a little more brown. And I'm actually going to do it right next to his body down here. And this is just going to separate the flying scarf area. And I'm going to pick up a little more paint on the corner of my brush, and I'm just going to use the chisel of my brush, just put a little bit of more shading down the middle. Now he's going to need to have some, what do we call them? Streamers on the end of his scarf. A little shading here. I'm going to shade around the scarf part that's kicking out. Bring a little brown here. And just use the chisel of my brush. And pull a little brown on each side. Okay. And then let's just use, I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to use the chisel of that brush. I'm going to pull my paint. When you do that, you actually get a really nice little chisel part on your brush. And I'm just going to pull a couple little streamers. And you're not going to see these much either because it's that dark color. So let's, still that color in my brush, I'm going to pick up some white. So it's just lighter. And just boom, 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 boom. And let's pull that together with some little white dots on the end. So dip, dot, dip, dot, dip, dot. All right. Can I get one more in here? I did. Okay. Then back to cleaning out our brush. We'll pick up a little bit of black on the corner of our brush, and we're going to go on the outer edge. We're going to go underneath our face. We're going to go on the bottom part of the scarf. And the other end. And just a line in the middle. Now I'm thinking they might need, I can't decide if maybe I want them to have mouths. What do you think? Should they have smile mouths? What do you think, guys? Should I give them some smiles, or should we just keep them really simple with just eyes? I can't decide. I can't decide. Like I said, I wanted him to be kind of simple, knowing I'm gonna have to repeat them on the next piece. Let me think. I think a mouth. You think they need a mouth? Yeah, I think we're gonna keep them simple though. Smalls and attitudes. And I also think I'm gonna give them, well, I think at least the red guys are gonna get arms. So I'm just gonna give them little stick arms. Yeah, I like the arms. Haven't decided on what kind of mouth to give them yet, though. Oops, I went into the lighter. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that works good. If I picked up the brown first, but if I go back and pick up that tan that I used on the scarf, these little stick arms stand out a lot better. Look it. Put your brush in the wrong thing and it turns out okay anyhow. Smiles and attitude. Okay. Smiles and attitude. Okay, I got it. Ah. I might. Yeah. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, little smiles. Here comes little smiles. And I think we need a couple little brown marks inside our nose just to help break it up a little bit. It's always good to thin your paint with a little bit of water if you're going to do real detailed line work. And I don't think that brush is going to do it for me. I don't. Let's try this guy. Let's try this guy. So I'm just going to there's that one. This guy is going to just kind of have a big old smile. He's got a big old smile on him. Saw this drop of water. I did not want it to come into my paint. And we can give this one a little different smile too. I kind of like the same kind of quirkiness of that one. We'll keep them similar, but not exact. All right. As much as I want to keep it simple, there's also that part of me that doesn't. So I'm picking up a little white, and I'm going to put a little white on his nose, on their noses. All of them are going to get a little white on their nose. I want to try something. So I'm going to take white paint. They're cuter with the grin. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can do this. Can I do this? I can do this. Okay. I'm going to do a line to my center. Line. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. So I'm trying to make a 6-point. Hopefully it's going to be a snowflake when we're done with it. Hopefully. Well, we seem to have an extra point. Okay, we're okay. I'm going to we need one more point, don't we? One more here? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. He looks a little odd, but that's okay. I'm going to go dot. I'm going to do a dot. So we do need one more. We need one more here. Make these guys longer. And I'm going to do little dashes on those. And what can we do in this one? We're going to dot, 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 dot. Okay, funky snowflake. It'll work. And I think we'll just do little snowflakes. that are just little X's. So a plus and then a little X in the middle. And rinse my brush. Need a lot more of those. Sometimes they're okay just to have the little X's too. Oops, that got really fat. That's okay. I'm gonna add a little snow on my arms and a little snow on the top of my band that's holding my together. And the other thing I'm gonna do is do a couple little snow swirls. Just doing one dot, one dip, making lots of little dots coming off of them. I'm gonna do one this way. And one going off. That way, this way, let's do this in this way. And we need one this way too. Lots of dots. Then, I think, not often enough, I'm gonna just borrow a stencil brush and I'm gonna make my paint a little soupy. And I'm just going to let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Okay, what do you think? Pretty cute, pretty cute. Let me see where we're at. Love it. Now, my thought is, here we go. Here's the second one. So this is gonna be on the top and then this would be on the bottom. So, I think, I'm gonna go back to our little pouncy brush and we're just gonna give them a little more body. So I'm gonna come up a little closer. Maybe a bit bigger, maybe just two. I'm gonna put their heads on first. Try to make them all about the same size. They're growing. I don't know if I can make everything look so easy. We're not sure what Tammy's doing with these, so let's let's just give her a little grace. We'll see if these turn out. I make no promises. I'm trying to decide if they're going to be 2 or 3 bald snowmen. So I've got to think this through a little bit. Let me think. So right now all I'm doing is pouncy pouncy. Well, let's go ahead and do them. Let's make them 3. We're gonna make them three ball snowmen. Did I say that right? That doesn't sound right. The one looks like a starving angel. Starving angel. I'll have to think what that says. So I'm getting the third one on here. Okay, now let's do this one. Let's try to make these even. Try to even these out a little bit. Okay, all I know is at least this piece is going to get done today. Or maybe not done, but at least I'll have a good start. Talk to text. Oh, honey. When talk to text first started years ago, when you could do that, I will always, always remember one of my very first talk to text that did not go well. It was supposed to say something on the order of running a few minutes late, see you soon. And what came out was something like, it was inappropriate. Let's just say that. It was inappropriate. And it went to my boss, of all people. And I was never so grateful that I actually looked before I hit send. Years later, I was able to tell him about that. He laughed. I'm not sure he would have laughed at the time, though. So always, always, always check your voice to text. All right, so we're gonna have to make him a little fuzzier. Make him a little fatter on the bottom. All right, so they look kind of funky. They look kind of funky right now, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go back to using that, what I said was a little bit of a slightly well-loved brush. And pick up a little white and a little red. So I can make a nice little cheek color, because we know they're all gonna get little bits of cheeks. Just nice little soft little taps. You can always add more. So let's go with the idea that less is more. Okay, so far we've just, all we've done is we've created snow globs. Okay, I should be done with that. So let's let their faces dry a little bit, and let's go ahead, and I might want to go ahead real quick and hit this with some heat just to dry it a little bit. Sorry guys, just a sec. All right, that should dry a little bit. So let's I'm gonna mix a little orange and a little brown, I think, first to deepen this orange a little bit. And that's gonna be my base for my two red guys. So let's go ahead and just get there. They just have muffs or neck muffs on the top. I don't know, I might want to give them full blown scarves on the bottom. Go around a little bit. Oh, hubby's gonna come. He's gonna tell me it's time for dinner. I'm gonna tell him not quite yet. I'm usually really good about telling when I'm gonna go live, but I didn't today. So I'm live. Hi. He's so good to me. All right. Let's think. Let's think. Yeah. We're gonna give them, this guy's gonna have one that comes like this. Comes down here and then comes down there. So he's gonna have a full scarf. We'll let that dry. And we'll make this guy be just a little different. We'll go off this way and down that way. And we'll let those be our base coat for our reds. I'll rinse my brush. I'm going to go into the tan color for the other guys. Well, you know I don't have a pattern for this yet, but if it's something you think you might want the pattern for, I'm more than happy to create it over dinner or Yellowstone. So I'm going to have this guy go this way. And this way. He's going to go off the side. And this guy's going to go the other way. He's going to go this way and this way. Everything's going to need another coat. And we want to get this done. So let's go ahead and hit that with a blow dryer. Or heat gun in my case right now. Yeah, Yellowstone premieres tonight, 7 Central. 7 Central, so adjust accordingly to where you are. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. Uh-oh. We're going to have to fix that. We're going to fix that right away. That's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Q-tips are our friend. Yeah, like I said, we were kind of late bloomers into Yellowstone, but we're ready for the next season. Okay, no, not perfect, but that's okay. It is not perfect, and we don't care. We don't care that it's not perfect. I'm going to give another coat to our brown, and then we can add some red to the ones we did orange first. But remember, we did the orange first to help, so we didn't have to do as many coats as red. This will be good coverage on the tan one. I think these are kind of cute. I'm always painting tier trays is kind of hard because isn't the purpose of the tier trays is to have things sitting on them? But there is also those times when they don't have anything on them, so they should look cute then too. So that's what we're doing with these guys. Okay, let me see. Let's go with that smaller brush and go into our orange, and let's give these guys some noses, supposes. His noses are roses. So the tan guys kind of went off to the one side. They're opposite. So this one needs to go this way. They don't have to be exact. One of these guys is going to go a little more down. And the other one, let this guy really go off. This one. And get another. And we're just gonna go this way. So there's our noses. I don't know what happened to this guy. Got a little dark. What do you think? So far, so cute. So far, so cute. Cute, cute, cute. So our orange is still wet, so I'm not going to get into that. Let's go ahead and use the dip, dot, dip, dot, dip, dot. You can come back in a little white highlight in their eyes if you wanted to. Get as detailed as you want. So I do have a number of these trays. If anybody's interested, let me know. And I can figure what shipping is always the fun part on something like this. But I know these fit into a fairly easy size envelope, so that helps. Just adding my red to my scarves. And we'll come back and start adding some detail to them. I'm going to keep them pretty similar to the guys on top. We're just going to add a couple extra things to them, like a whole body. Now you could make these completely different on the bottom. You're interested in a tray. Okay, I'll tell you what. Like I said, during dinner or during Yellowstone, I will put in the size of the package and try to figure out how much shipping would be so I can come back and tell you. So come back and look at this post. I'll do a separate post as well. And if you are interested in a pattern for them, I obviously can't create it until we're done making this guy, but I'd be happy to trace off what I do once we get it done, which I think we'll get done here in just a few minutes. I hope. My family hopes. Okay, gotta let the red dry. It's probably gonna need another coat, but the tan looks pretty good. Well, pretty good, not great, pretty good. I wanna clean up this tan one a little bit. Maybe I didn't clean him up at all. He seems pretty thin. Who knows? But we're gonna fill him in a little more so he's got good coverage. I was not very detailed with the shading on these guys, so I think you could get by with almost just lining them if you didn't want to do shading and shading on them. I didn't do any highlighting really. Let it dry, let it dry, let it dry. So while it's drying, let's give them some arms. We'll go back in with some, we used the brown and the tan, and that seemed to work, so you could see them, and then that way the snow showed up on them too. I know they're going to have some arms, so there's some brown, a little tan, a little more brown. Just going to give them some arms. And this one is actually going to come back in here. Sometimes snowmen can have their arms come back in toward them. This guy's going to. And give this guy some arms. This one's going to come back in too, I think, because I think his scarf's going to get in his way. So we'll do this, and we'll come back here. Just give him a couple of arms. Turning, turning, turning. This one's going to have an arm that comes here. And we'll let this guy have an arm that comes out and extends this way. Little circles of love. And this is going to come back in toward him as well. Okay, I'll rinse my brush. I'm going to my red guys for a minute. I'm going to give him little heart buttons. So they're a little V, and then I'm just going to fill in, make them rounder on the top. I did my friend Heidi's Snowman Showdown, and I gave my little snow guys hearts for their buttons. Heidi's membership Paint Party headquarters is open through tonight. If any of you have ever thought about paint parties or different ways to monetize your painting, Heidi is an exceptional business coach. Don't really think you see his buttons much, so we're not going to, he may not even get buttons. He's not going to get buttons. We're just going to give her buttons. Oh, I know what we'll do. Then this guy is going to hold some hearts. We'll just have him holding a string of hearts. Maybe they're his heart buttons that he just hasn't put on yet. So let's do 3 of those. Of course, you could always grab a stencil and do perfect hearts, but I didn't feel like perfect hearts. I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush and into my black paint. You did Heidi's Snowman too, weren't they fun? They're fun. Heidi's one of my favorites. So I'm going to into my brush and I'm going to dot. I'm wiggling my brush a little bit so they're not perfect circles. I want them to be more like cold dots. You could use the end of your brush too. End of your brush, the tip of your brush, the bristles, you know, those parts. Okay, let's let that be for a sec. And I'm gonna find my skinny brush. Maybe, here I am. And I'm going to give them some smiles. Yep, she is a sweetie. So we're going to try to make these look a little similar to the people, or to the smiles here, but they might not be exactly. But our tan guys were really more of the simple smile, and our red guys on the top were a little wiggly. So we'll do that here too. Let me make this one a little smile. Oops. Got a little different. That's okay. And this one's going to be a little wiggly. I'm going to use a little brown and black together, and one side of their nose, a little bit underneath, and maybe a couple little lines in their nose. This one already got some shading. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. So we'll go with it. Just a little bit here. All right, I'm going to give those red scarves one more coat so they're nice and red and juicy. And then we'll add the details to our scarves and do some shading. This was really kind of impromptu, but I'm kind of happy that I got this going. Okay, so while I rinse my brush out, I'm going to go into that green, and for my tan scarves, remember they're just kind of a little bit of they're a little wavy. I think they actually look better when they're not perfect. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I gave them a couple lines the opposite way. Do this one. Same thing. Bloop, 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 bloop. Need a little water in there. My paint's drying out a little bit. Oops, apparently too much water. Hello, Miss Piper. My Piper pup has come to see me. They just want their beds back in here. Okay, so we've got the main detail in that one. Now we're going to rinse the green out of our brush. And I'm going to pick up some white. And it'll be a little shaky. Thank you for the hearts. And what did we do with these guys? We just kind of made a little arrows, or like V's almost. And we'll do it this way. And go this way on this one. And it would be a little shaky again. Do this way. Yeah. V's, but they're just going to go the opposite way on this guy. Okay, now that he has a full scarf on this guy, I think we'll take a little red and we'll just give him some red fringes coming off of his scarf. I like to make them different lengths. Piper, what are you eating? Piper. My dog also likes paper. Any of your dogs like paper? Okay, so I've got that going on. What do we need to do next? We need to shade our scarves. We're going to let them dry just a tidbit. So remember, our red guys, our red scarved guys, have little ear muffs. So let's go ahead, pick up a little red, and pounce a little bit on the side of their head, just for the red guys. And while I still have the red in my brush, I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of white so I can just give them a tiny bit of a highlight. They stand out a little better. And we'll go ahead and give them their, what is it called? Ear muff band? Oh, from one ear muff to the other, and the other side to the other one. And they don't have to be perfect. We know I'm not about perfection. And I'm going to grab a little white, and I'm going to go a little line underneath to help separate them. And we'll give them a little bit of snow on top in just a minute or two. While I've got some white paint on here and we're waiting for stuff to dry, let's pick up and lay it down like some snow catching on some of our branches. Just think about where snow would hit. And what else can we do with these guys? Oh, we got to attach these hearts like she's holding the hearts. So we got to add some ribbon of some sort. Let me finish adding the snow here. I think I'll just use a little bit of that tan color, and we'll just have them kind of all come up to a point here, like they're here, and then they can be hanging with a little red bow. Kind of a crooked bow, but that's okay. Let's grab that flat brush and some brown. And we're going to shade a little bit on the edge, a little underneath his head, next to his, just now I have a little red in that brush. Rinse that out again. Just want brown. And here I'm going to do it just like we did there. And we'll add a little shading here do it just on the top, I think. Oh, he needs he's gonna need some streamers on his scarf. So just added on the chisel of my brush there. Hang tight. I'm gonna do the same thing here, and then we'll come back and give him some streamers. So a little brown on each edge. I'm just gonna do the top shading, I think. Yep. And then a line. My snowmen are bothering me. So I'm going to mix up a really, really light gray. So a little white, tiny bit of black, more white, more white. And I'm just going to very, very lightly where I think, so I can see where they would separate here. It just needed something. Probably should have tapped that on when it was still wet, but I think that'll be okay. I want to just be able to see a little bit of where their bodies separate. Maybe just a little bit here too. Just a little bit. Okay, did that. Now what are we doing next? Next. I'm going to take the tip of my round brush into my white paint, and I'm just going to give a little quick set down inside my black coal dots and also in my little hearts on the one guy. So this guy, just a little heart. And even the ones that are in midair that she hasn't put on yet. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, we got to shade our red scarves, and I did that just with black. Do it the same way we did up front, where we're just going to do it on the edges and underneath. So here's a little black here. I have to decide how these streamers are going to come off here. We're going to make this one come off like, no, we're not. Changed my mind. They're all underneath. Keeping it simple. I'm trying to keep it simple. Okay. And then we're going to add a few more details, and we're almost done. So I'm going to go on the outer edge, next to her body, next to her head. Why do I think she's a she and the other ones are a he? I don't know. And this one we're going to do like this. All right, a couple more little details. I'm going to go back to my little brush, my little tiny brush, and I think my little heart needs to have little stitches around it. We need streamers, green streamers. We knew the green didn't show up as it was straight, so we'll mix a little white with it, and we will pull some green streamers on our tan scarf. And we used the end of a brush and white paint to just add some dots on the end of these scarves. Boop, 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 boop. Do this guy too. what else could we do? Let me think. I think I'm going to have this guy. He's going to hold some ornaments. So I'm going to take a little black string. I'm going to start here, and it's just going to kind of droop down to his other hand. He could hold hearts. He could hold anything else. I'm going to have him use little red for the bow. This holding this string of, what's he going to hold? It could be hearts. I think it's going to be ornaments. I think I'm going to make some yellow ornaments. Yellow, red, blue, green. Maybe just red and green. So a green one. Here's another green one. Here's a red one. And here is a yellow one. And they'll be all hanging from a little gray on them. And they just hang from the string. I think our green ones could be a little greener. And they'll all get a little white highlight. Doop, 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 doop. And they all need little whites on their noses. So here's my little white for this guy, a little white for that one, and that one, and that one. Gonna add a little white snow hanging off of the tip of the top of the earmuff. And what I'm going to do, I think we'll just connect them with a little more swirls. Remember how I did the swirls? I can do one, do, and I'm going to just let it go all the way around. When I run out of paint, I'm going to re-dip. Oops. Hopefully re-dip. And then I think we'll give it a second row. I think these guys are kind of fun. And we're going to make them swirl down this way. And maybe up this way. Nope. I think they're pretty good. And I think we'll add a couple little snowflakes before we spatter them. We'll just, oops, that brush is really going to need to be retired. I'm not going to do the big one in the middle just because we've got so much more stuff going on with this bottom layer. I hope they're not frozen. Hope not. Sorry, guys. I'm still painting along. Okay, so I did that. Let's go ahead and borrow that little bit of a stencil brush again, a little white paint, thin it down a little bit, tap it off on your paper towel, and let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Do 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 do. No, I'll probably get in trouble if I do that, so shouldn't sing, shouldn't sing. Okay, so this is what I got. Time to put my glasses back up. So this will be the bottom of the tray, and they'll have a little, has a little thing in it. I'll grab one and show you. They come with the metal divider in there. So I know someone else has already said they're interested in a tray, so I will figure out what the shipping would be on these so I can tell you how much they would be. And I will put it in this link, and I'll put a separate link in after I have dinner and watch Yellowstone. But I do have these, and again, if you're interested in the pattern, and I will do a separate post again for those. But if it's something that you think you might like to copy and do, hey, they were pretty easy, pretty quick, pretty fun. So we've got this cute little snow tray. Hey guys, thanks for popping on and watching. I appreciate when you share, appreciate your stars, appreciate all of it. And very interested. Okay, this is a 2 or 3. I have 2 and 3 tier trays. So this is a 2 tier. The 2, let me see if I do this right. Okay, the 2 tier and the 3 tier both have this size. The 3 tier has one that's in between there. And you're going to ask me what size those are, and I'm going to be a good girl and put that down when I have a tape measure with me. So there we go. There is our snowman turn trays, and I do think they are cute. I think instead of the balls on there, though, I think I should have done lights. That would have been cuter. But hey, can still do that. Maybe that's what I'll do on this guy. He's holding ornament, and maybe this one will hold just lights. And you wouldn't have to do that, obviously, because, you know, like I said, if you didn't do that, they would be more year-round or more wintry all the time. But I don't know. Since I did it on that one, I might need to look and do it on this one too. And I will finish them up and take pictures as well. Just kind of fun. Hope you're having a great night. If you are a Yellowstone fan, we can compare notes afterwards. Looks like it's going to be pretty juicy. I've just added little bows on the ends, and I'm going to make these little lights, I think. So I think I'm going to do. So we'll have lights and ornaments and hearts, and that one girl is going to feel like she's all alone, so we might have to do something special on her too. So I'm going to do some yellow lights and some red lights and some green lights, because that's the colors I have out. Or maybe they'll just be these colors. All right, that's it. I will get everything posted, and till I see you again, be kind, be safe. Cheers. Bye-bye, guys.